Goes on in the city of Dallas, outside of downtown Dallas, and there may be people committing other offenses, including running from the police on a freeway, that are not related to this. So until, we get more information, we certainly can't tie these two incidents together.
Right, and we know that this chase lasted for just a few minutes, and we're not sure exactly how it ended, whether the driver pulled over on his own accord or whether other measures were used, such as stop sticks. Dawn, based on what you see here, this appears to be, I assume, a peaceful ending to this chase.
Yeah, it does.
That's
You see the door
interesting.
open, you see the
The
officers
black guy was
walking,
like,
they're not
"Excuse
hunched
me,
down,
I
they're
got
being
somewhere I
covered,
need to
and they don't
go."
appear to have their weapons drawn
And
at
they
this time.
let
So it
him
looks
through.
like it's come to some kind of a peaceful resolution.
And it looks like officers are walking up to that vehicle. But we need to clarify again, we do not know whether this is related in any way to the events that have happened in downtown. This is at 35 and Keast, the entire side of the highway there shut down.
And as Chopper 5 pulls out,
That's a lot of
you see
cops.
even more police officers there on this highway, which effectively has this highway completely shut down.
Three.
Again, so Chopper 5 continues to pull out, and look at that.
Yeah, at this point, you can tell that emotions are running very, very high in the Dallas area right now, and officers aren't taking any chances. They've been targeted a number of times tonight by snipers in downtown. We don't know if this is going to be connected to that at all, but it's certainly an incident that has raised a lot of police attention on that freeway, and rightfully so at this time until the entire situation is resolved.
Well, it looks like someone just walked to that car and slowly, so let's get a closer shot here. So police are walking up to it. And again, folks, we're just watching this live. We're not exactly sure what's happening here. But police are walking up slowly to that vehicle.
They're searching for something, Don.
Right now, they're taking every precaution they can, but you see they've got plenty of cover officers, and you've got other officers that are peeling off from the back now and driving past the vehicle, so
Yeah.
I'm certain that it's been made safe.
Either that or maybe perhaps that car could even have been abandoned there.
It's abandoned in a lane of traffic. I think it's going to be an active stop. From what we've seen on Scanner Chatter and Twitter tonight, that's going to be the result of an active pursuit.
So what we heard is that this car was seen speeding away from El Centro, which is in the area that's on lockdown right now.
And that certainly would raise some interest.
Because people are not being allowed to leave that area right now. So many people are having difficulties getting to their cars. Police are
Really do?
opening the trunk of this car. But
Triple
again,
knotted it.
SWAT is not there. The police officers themselves are approaching the car, so it appears to be a safe situation. And again, we do not know if it's connected to the shooting, but this car was allegedly seen
Don't ever do this around your
speeding
neck,
from the
okay?
scene of downtown Dallas.
And it certainly
Because
compounds the situation.
once you tie it tight,
happening.
and then you
Everyone
cannot
is
take it
on
off and you're trying to pull it,
there in
can
the
choke
downtown
yourself.
area, lots of tension happening.
Hey, this one of them days where it's good to just stay the hell in the
Simply be a
house.
result of that.
Oh, I think that's a lot to do with it right now. Everybody has come in from off-duty jobs. I'm sure they've come in from other things, and there's a big show of manpower downtown.
Right, well, ABC 5 Scott Friedman is
Oh,
still
my
at
God.
El Centro in downtown Dallas. And Scott, what's this we hear about more
I'll
shots
tell you
being
here.
fired?
no.
Christy, we have not heard them from our location. I can tell you that just a second
Can I do
ago,
the bunny
a Dallas
ears?
County SWAT vehicle
Not the way I wanted
went
I
past
ain't gonna do the
us,
way you
leaving
want
the
it.
area around El
Very
Centro.
well.
Not sure where it's headed. Again, very difficult to read anything into the movements that we're seeing around us here. We do know the helicopter that had been hovering overhead for a long time, broke off a while ago, appeared to go out in the direction of I-35. I think you've been describing another situation there that may be connected to all of this. Officers here, now we're seeing more vehicles leaving, more sheriff's vehicles leaving the scene. But I will tell you, at the corner of this building that we are at, the officers still have guns drawn and still appear to be in somewhat of an offensive position. They are not backing away, not all leaving, but some units have just left, including that
And then
large
guess that's a
Dallas
train,
SWAT,
right?
Dallas County Sheriff's SWAT vehicle, armored vehicle, that just pulled out of here a minute ago.
We
I
want to
know.
point out that we are looking at
See that far?
live at the
Yeah.
chase scene. We told
So
you about
big.
the end of the
And then we
chase.
guess that's
on
Subway.
I-35. there.
Yep.
We understand that
And
police
McDonald's.
actually have arrested 2 people at this scene. 2 people
Subway.
from this car
Yes, that is.
are now in custody. Again, we're not exactly sure if it's connected to what's happening downtown, but we know that this car was allegedly seen speeding from downtown Dallas, the El Centro area, and right now police have 2
Which
people in
car?
custody. They are letting traffic by on the highway, so it appears to be a safe scene.
And we see officers approach the vehicle without their guns drawn. Sources inside this investigation do say that 2 people are in custody. And Dawn, as we watch this scene unfold, we see other drivers being told to just maneuver around what's happening. So there is no threat here.
I think they've gone ahead and cleared the scene. As far as the traffic stop is concerned, they're simply remaining there to make sure no one rear ends any of the police vehicles involved or the vehicle they have stopped.
Now, I just want to remind people of what's been happening. We've been here almost 3 hours now. Remember, this all started with a protest. That protest itself started at 7 o'clock. When it was over at 9, that's when a barrage of shots were fired. We now know that 2 snipers from what police called elevated positions shot 11 police officers, Dallas police officers and DART police officers, Dallas Area Rapid Transit police officers. We now know that 4 of those officers have died as a result of their injuries. Others are in critical condition. Some are still in surgery.
Right, and it should be noted, I did a little quick checking here, the last Dallas police officer killed in the line of duty by gunfire
Do what?
was Senior Corporal Norm Smith, January the 6th, 2009. And something that makes this particular event different from a lot of the police-involved shootings that we see and hear about is the fact that these officers were specifically targeted. This isn't suspects running away from a crime. These are not people on a traffic stop gone awry. These are not people that robbed a bank and ran out of the bank firing blind.
These are people who set out to shoot police officers.
That was
Absolutely.
their intent.
That was their intent from the start. It appears that they targeted these police officers with the intent to harm them and kill them.
And before we move on, I do want to point out that the people who organized that original protest have sent out a message expressing their condolences. The Next Generation Action Network, of course, they never expected this. They have sent out a message expressing their condolences.
This cable
for the
wire, like
officers whose
seriously,
lives were lost
I'm about
after
to yank all
the
these speakers
protest.
off.
And they pointed out that neither the organization nor its president condone violence in any form.
We need to get out to Julie Fine, who's at Baylor University Medical Center, and family members now of officers are showing up there.
Yeah, Bianca, just a moment ago, a police car drove right in there. The cruiser is now gone, but basically we saw some people get out of the car. Officers kind of shielded them as they made their way into the hospital.
Really?
Would be in the crowd and commingling with the crowd so that it can give intelligence back to the people at the command center. It's quite possible that could have been one of those people in this, and the bad person, the suspect in this case, took advantage of them without them knowing it.
Who puts this type of plan of attack together, Chief?
Well, it's very calculated, and there's no doubt that a plan put together like this is orchestrated by people that want to cause
He's the
sensational
person running the
reaction.
bike,
They
right?
want to harm people. They want to bring attention to themselves, and they're cowards. There's no doubt these are cowards.
So one of the things that comes to my mind is we did not know, this event was not announced that it was going to happen until yesterday. And being announced just yesterday evening that this rally was going to take place today did not give anyone a lot of time to plot, plan, scope it out in advance and make decisions on how and where they would launch their attack. How do you explain that?
Well, but that leads you to believe it's quite possibly so.
Because we know Hedda.
Around downtown, who at some point in time got the parade route. Knew where the protest was going to be taking place, not only starting but ending. As I understand it, this is near the end of the parade route, where they would be trying to literally be picking people off as they came by. It's my understanding that in this case, several people were shot in the back. Another cowardly act, without having a chance to defend themselves. but I would have every indication to believe it's someone who knows their way around and knew the parade route and knew where it was going to end.
Wow. It is simply unbelievable. It's not like we don't know this can happen in any city across America, big or small, urban or rural, but that it is playing out on the main arteries of downtown streets in Dallas tonight seems surreal in many ways.
The most horrific act in the history of the Dallas Police Department took place